Far from the typical university experience, life on campus has been quiet since September. An isolating time for many, with no chance to see family and friends. In Leeds, Cameron from Derby, Ella from Liverpool and Eleanor from Windsor have just found out they can go home for Christmas.
It's a good feeling. It's good to know that we'll be back with family and stuff for Christmas and we'll be able to spend time that we wanted to.
I agree. Christmas just isn't Christmas if it's not at home, is it?
And what do your parents feel about it all?
Oh, they want us home.
Yeah, my mum and dad have made it.
Yeah.
The government says by the end of the 4-week lockdown, students will present a much reduced risk to family at home. So from the 3rd until the 9th of December, there will be a travel window for them to go back, with departures to be staggered. If a student tests positive by the 9th or is in contact with someone else who does, that still leaves time to self-isolate and make it home for Christmas. Rapid mass testing is planned too. This was Portsmouth in September. The university organised its own testing. Now the government wants public health to work with universities to roll it out. But the minister in charge concedes they can't reach all students.
So we're going to test as many students as possible, but we're going to target that testing especially at the higher risk areas. So the areas with the higher R rate, or universities that have had higher outbreak rates, or also the vulnerabilities of students. So for example, BAME students.
In fact, only 40 of over 100 English universities are currently earmarked for testing, and they're not underestimating the challenge.
Universities are quite large nowadays. Some of mine have more than 20,000 students on campus. So it's just a physical logistical exercise to make sure that we can schedule that and have enough staff and others trained up to be able to deliver those tests in an appropriate way.
Moving over 1 million students to university caused huge COVID spikes. Getting them home as safely as possible won't be easy.
Tessa's at Westminster. Tessa, this is not going to be straightforward, is it?
No, Sian, don't get me wrong, these plans are being broadly welcomed, but they're not without their challenges. Those staggered departure times might not be realistic for some. Take Ella, who you saw in my piece. She works at a supermarket near university. She's got shifts booked in up until Christmas. What are she and other working students supposed to do if they miss their slots? What about the universities who are supposed to be putting their lessons online? This will be much more simple for some subjects than others. And then there's the return to university in January. Yes, some time away, but universities asking the government for robust plans so the return can be as safe as the departure.
This is about England. What about students in Scotland, Wales and Northern Ireland?
Well, in Scotland and Wales, they're all being asked to stop social contacts for about 2 weeks before they intend to go home. In Wales, the ambition is for students to be offered a test 24 hours before departure. In Scotland, they'd be offered 2 tests 5 days apart. We don't know yet for Northern Ireland, but I have some other interesting news that might come soon. I understand right now Michael Gove is meeting with leaders of the devolved nations to discuss more broadly common Christmas travel plans. That'll be one to watch.